Hi, Joe here. I wanted to show you some of the cool stuff in Simple QR Code Maker and how something really simple is actually a lot more complicated. So, for example, you can save out these QR codes as a PNG or as an SVG. Simple enough. I think we all have some experience with PNGs. That's most of what the images are on the internet. SVGs may be a little less common, but those are scalable vector graphics, which means you can scale them infinitely. It's awesome. But where it gets kind of complicated is if you want to save this QR code and you have a center logo. So what if that center logo is an SVG, which you could do? Well, then you have to, if you want to save that as a PNG, you have to save the center logo as a PNG and then save the whole thing as a PNG. All good. But what if the center logo is a PNG, but you want to save it as an SVG? How do you embed that PNG within the SVG? That kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? It does defeat some of the like perfectly scaling, but this is, the scenario you might find yourself in. And so how that works is SVG can actually encode an image, a bitmap image, as base64 encoded all the way into the SVG. And so that center logo can have a PNG inside the SVG. It's pretty cool. So what does this mean in practice? And where does it get even more complicated is if you want to make a transparent logo, so you can make this logo transparent. And this is where it gets even messier because now you have the SVG, you have to do the knockout of the different layers. And here's how that could look in a real scenario. And so this is a PNG with no transparency behind it. You could add transparency in the PNG if you wanted. In this example, I didn't. But if you zoom in here, you can see how it's pixelated. Like the curve here on this aerial tramway is obviously pixelated. But if I go over to this one, so this is, I knocked out the background here and made this, saved it out as an SVG. Same QR code here, but this is actually an SVG of an emoji. And so when I zoom in here, that is perfectly crisp all the way down. And I'm in Figma right now. And I can click on this layer and actually edit it. Well, I can move it around. Oh, this must just be one of those. There's a lot of shapes in here. Oh yeah, there you go. You can see it. So I'm actually like editing these different layers on this emoji, which is pretty wild. And so this is an SVG, infinitely scalable, and it's teeny tiny. So this is like kind of the cool power of having a system that allows you to export two different file types, but then allows you to input either file type as the center logo. And then what are the implications? How does that actually turn out? So I talk about how I do that in my latest blog post. Check it out on my website. Yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about.